position or assistance or services just because of the faith you possess, or you profess. Does it happen that way?
Yeah. You see, as Bishop always says, among the many blessings Jesus left for us, persecutions are one of them.
Yes.
You see, when these things happen, they don't happen because, and the Bible says, do not conform to the patterns and to the patterns of this world. People make riches through corruption, but now should you do same so that you can be successful because Christ said you'll be successful? No, that is conforming to the patterns of the world. But if you come in accordance to that, in such moments, I think you have pushed us into a corner where I will give a very simple answer. In such moments, it is your faith that must be at work. Because sometimes those are like trying, those are tempting moments. They are trying moments.
Yeah.
And you have to overcome by the word of our testimony. So your testimony must stand. And for your testimony to stand, you must apply the word and faith. What do you say?
I can say discrimination in whichever place we go for any opportunity must be there.
Yeah.
When do we say if anyone has a testimony in church to rise up the hand? I, as a pastor, will not expect you to begin with how God has worked. Begin with me with what you have gone through. A testimony comes out of a test. My friend, there is no single day you will give a testimony in church
From a blessing.
telling me, oh, God has answered, yet you gave money to acquire the job. That is not a testimony.
No.
My friend,
That's theft.
You have robbed.
I can say spiritual thief. Becoming a spiritual thief. You are stealing a testimony.
In fact, you are spoiling the testimony of God.
Yes.
You are saying God did when He
When
actually
he
did
actually
it.
wasn't there.
And I always say, when you are still working with your strength, there is no faith, or there is no God intervening in anything, because you are still relying on your own. When you feel like you are nothing, whereby you go to church, nobody shows you mercy. You go to any office, nobody is even listening from you. That is the time you exercise faith, just the way my colleague has said. Because faith without action is dead. And without faith, you cannot please the Lord.
I'm understanding something. Brethren, we are poor, not because it's unfortunate, but because we have decided to.
Yeah. Can I give you another point?
Please.
Wait. If you go to Proverbs 14:23, Bible says, all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. Now, our generation right now is engaging in too much talk and no work.
You will find them always exchanging words on the media.
Like, we are so good at chatting. Can you convert the amount of hours our young generation spends on social media and the amount of hours they spend at work? Then convert their complaints to their profits.
In fact, let me say something. I think it's 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 20. Even in heaven, there is no existence of talking. The Bible says, but there is no existence of talking in heaven, but power. What is power? In 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 3, the Bible says, through his divine power, which we acquire in Acts chapter 1 and verse 8, has given us anything pertaining to life. Are we together? So, let us not exercise a lot of talking, because this one leads to nothing.
Empty talk.
I have witnessed. This is a generation which, unfortunately or fortunately, we have applications in our phones. We have ways our phones will be used to solve our problems. We have Mshwari, we have Fuliza, we have Tala, Branch, name them.
That is very dangerous. Let me not speak my own one. I think it is in Proverbs chapter 22. Proverbs 22. Yes, verse 7. The Bible says, the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. You see, every moment we engage in borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, the more we become slaves. And there is no day a slave is a master. So how do we expect to master over riches when we are slaves of borrowing?
And that, borrowing has resulted into depression. No, now youths are more depressed because Tala is there, Fuliza is there. Then also there is another thing government has instituted in the constitution, CRB. So they are afraid of their name being written in CRB. Yet Fuliza is there, Tala is there. It is affecting them. So it has resulted into, I can say, gambling.
Wait, there is something you've said which is a little bit sensitive.
Yes.
And maybe if I am understanding it different. The youth today, or the Christian today, the believer today, is more afraid of their name being in CRB than their name being in the book. Than them not being in the book of life.
I can conquer.
They are more afraid of getting their stuff auctioned. They'd rather borrow and borrow to pay the debts and have a crew.
Let me clarify something here. Not that we are against borrowing, lending. Borrowing is not. I don't think it's that word. I think I'm missing that word. There is a particular word of taking money